Now I have a really good friend who's in roofing. Should I bring him in as a partner to help me grow this?
Sometimes we make decisions like that because we're outsourcing our confidence.
You think so?
I don't know. You tell me. Are you doing it because you need him, or you're doing it because you don't feel confident?
I think I'm doing it because I need him, because he's got all the access to all the other roofers, and he's a roofer himself. He used our service before. He swears by it.
Okay, so but then what's the minimum you'd have to give up to get him involved?
15%.
Perfect. I don't have a problem with 15%. I have a problem with 50%.
No. Hell no.
Yeah, and you can do 15% for the first 12. And if it goes good, you'll give him, if he can get you over, like you can set up so that there's an accelerator. This is your base, this is your variable, and if you get above this number, which is quota, I'll give you an extra 5% to 10% on all of it. So then they're motivated to get to that volume of deals. So you can give them 15%, but you say, hey, in the next 6 months, if you can get me to this number, I'll give you 20% on everything. See the difference? Then he's motivated to get to that number, because then you give him 20% override on everything prior.
And then he's also interested to invest. Should I take his money?
No, if you don't need the money.
Or what about commitment? What about like him?
Do it as a loan. Tell him to give you 100 grand. You'll pay it back with interest if you use it. But get him to wire it to you, and you hold on to it.
Dumb question, but why?
Well, if you want him to be committed, trust me, if I wire you 100 grand as a loan, I'm committed. And you don't have to give me equity.
But why would I do it as a loan? Why don't I just give them 15% of equity?
Because equity is expensive. Why would you give somebody 15% of your company? I don't give up equity unless they're going to fucking bring some serious value. I'd rather just give them a percentage of the revenue, not 15% equity.
So this is percentage of the revenue?
Yeah.
That 15% is not equity?
No.
No, but he wants equity.
I know he wants equity, but you got to negotiate, right? Like set up some thresholds. Like be like, look, I'm willing to give you 10% equity. Okay, but here's what needs to be true. 1, volume. You got to send me leads. 2, you got to write me a check for 100K. Okay, I may use it, I may not. And 3, you got to be around for 3 years. Because I don't need you to be around for 3 months and then bounce. Like I've given equity in fucking dozens of companies, and I'll tell you, it doesn't change behavior. The people that it changed behavior is people that are around for a long period of time. And I'd rather just pay them to get rich. Like I'm talking 7 figures rich. So you create a comp structure where somebody can make $1 million+ a year. That for most people, especially if you pay them with a high enough frequency, monthly, every 2 weeks if you can, dude, they're gonna pay attention, right? Because you're writing them that check every 2 weeks, every month. But if they want equity, it's like, look, dude, let's just start working together and see if there's a fit. Like, you've never worked with this guy. How long have you known him for?
7 years.
Okay, so there's history. Have you seen him go through a downturn?
He was actually one of the wholesalers that pivoted into roofing, and now he's crushing it with roofing.
Okay, so you've seen him go through struggles and how he responded.
Yes.
Okay, so he has a good track record. So he might be good for you. I'm not saying don't give him 15%. I'm just saying, like, if he's not bringing something to the table, like dollars, yeah. You know what I mean? But usually I don't like to give people equity in the company, A, unless they've given me money, or B, it's over a period of time and they've proven me through some kind of activity that, because look, let's say you do it over 3 years or 4 years or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And you build this thing, and after 3 years, he bounces, he gets busy with something else, goes through a divorce, whatever it is, he's not around anymore. Mm-hmm. And you gave him 15% equity, and it takes you another 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 years, and you sell that company for $100 million. You got to write him a check for $15 million. But he hasn't been around in 10 years. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be okay with that?
No. But I will buy him out when he's not.
Not if he doesn't want to sell. Not if you don't set the agreement right.
I'll set the agreement right.
Okay, well, perfect. Yeah.
No, you have to.
Most people don't, dude. Most people do not set a way for there to be liquidity. There's no forcing. Like, most people can't force somebody to sell their equity. They don't set the agreement right. He may not allow that. He might say, look, dude, I don't want that. Because as soon as you want, you can just buy me out. When the thing's it's on this, and you're trying to buy me out here because you don't want to pay me out here, he might not sign that contract.
Well, if you're not doing it, I guess that is all established in the beginning, then later.
When I negotiate, okay, there's 2 things I do. One is I plan for failure. If it doesn't go as good as I want to go, how does that look? And I plan for success. If this is wildly more successful than I believe, how am I going to feel about that? And I need to design it so that I'm happy with both of those outcomes. You know what I mean? Like I was working on a big deal. It was like a $60 million deal. And the out clause, I said that you're responsible to find a new partner that we accept as a board. So that simple concept puts it that if we're partnering and you want out, you can sell your equity. It's your responsibility to find somebody to buy your equity that we approve. It's not my responsibility. So you can't force me to buy it. I don't have to go get some liquidity. You know what I'm saying? So you got to just think about that. Put that in the agreement. Here's how.
Yeah, sorry. So
it's just an example. Is it if somebody says, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I want you to buy me out."
Correct.
Well, you're like, "Well, fuck you. I don't want to have to go get the capital, right?" Because even if you did fair market value, if it's $5, $6, $7 million, like I'm not tying up my liquidity and buying out your shares. But if you don't want them as a partner and you need somebody as a partner, then you have to figure out like whose responsibility is to go find that partner. So in this case, I said the exit clause is if you want an exit this, if not, you're committed to this, there's an annual cost and all that. The exit requires you to go find a partner that the board approves. There's 4 of us, there's 3 other partners. Just find somebody we all agree with. But don't make it our job to do that. It's your job. So that was part of the agreement coming into it. You have to think, what's the worst case? Not success. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Everybody's going to win. What if somebody, dude, I've been doing this for so long. I've seen divorces, illnesses, change of plans, market, bankruptcies. Okay, we can all be happy. Like this is going awesome. It's going to be awesome. But what if it doesn't go good? What are we agreeing to? Real quick, you've made it to the end. Let me tell you what I know about you. You're not somebody that's looking to do shelf help. You're not somebody that's just doom scrolling on social media. You're here because you want to build a real business, and you're sick and tired of not getting the real insights to grow inside your business. So I want to help you avoid all the pain trying to figure this out the hard way like I did it. That's why I put together everything I've ever learned into the Scale Workbook. It's the internal document that I use with every founder I work with that turns a chaotic business into a money-making machine. And teaching you all of this without burning more hours. It's totally free. The link is in the description, or you can just scan the QR code on the screen because I'm here to help you build your empire.